All right, boys and girls, Mr. Molloy here. Now, I'm going to be reading a book to you called The Good Egg. Now, you've heard a couple books by this author before. Now, why did I choose this book? Well, this is actually a recommended read by Matteo Molloy, who I read this to him last week as we were going to bed. And he goes, this is the book you should read. So, before I read the book, though, I think it's important to know a little bit about what a good egg actually means, because not everybody knows that. A good egg basically means someone who's kind or always tries to do the right thing. They're a good person. And as I read this book, listen carefully. There's like a lot of little like egg jokes inside of the sentences and the lines of the story. So, all right, I hope you enjoy. It is The Good Egg, and I know report cards just came out, and those behavior grades, if you can try to do a good job in school, teachers like me, we appreciate it. So here is The Good Egg. The Good Egg is written by Jory John and Pete Oswald. All right, enjoy. The Good Egg. Oh, hello. I was just rescuing this cat. You know why? Because I'm a good egg. A very good egg. It's true, I do all kinds of good things, like I'll carry your groceries, I'll water your plants, I'll change your tires, I'll paint your house. If you need any help whatsoever, I'm your egg. I've always been a good egg. It's been this way from the start, even in my earliest days, back at the store. There were a dozen of us living together under one recycled roof. Well, there was Meg and Peg and Greg and Clegg and Shell and Shelly and Sheldon and Shelby and Egbert and Frank and, oh yeah, and the other Frank. Well, the other 11 eggs, they weren't on their best behavior. They weren't exactly good. They ignored their bedtime. They only ate sugary cereal. They threw tantrums. They cried for no reason. And they broke their stuff on purpose. I hope none of you do things like that at home or in school. Meanwhile, I tried to take charge. I tried to fix their bad behavior. I tried to keep the peace because I was a good egg. A very good egg. Nobody seemed to care, though. Every night, I was exhausted. My head felt scrambled. And then one fateful morning, I noticed some cracks in my shell. Yikes. They were everywhere. Our good egg's not doing too well. And boys and girls, while I'm reading, if I'm looking around, I got my class right here in front of me. They're listening too. All right, here's a little turning point in the story. My doctor said it was from all the pressure I was putting on myself. The pressure of making sure everybody was as good as me. I was cracking up. Literally, something had to change. I'd had enough. I told Meg and Peg and Greg and Clegg and Shell and Shelly and Sheldon and Shelby and Egbert and Frank and the other Frank that I was leaving. I can't be the only good egg in a bad carton, I said. Blah, 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 they replied. I left that night. All right, off he goes. What do you think he's going to do? I wandered from town to town. The hours became days. The days became weeks. I lost track of time. I was alone. Out there on the road under the stars, I really tried to focus on myself and what I needed. one funny thing in these illustrations. As this time passes, he actually grows a little beard thing. It's funny. So now listen to all these nice things the egg does to relax. I took walks. I read books. I floated in the river. I wrote in my journal. I found simple moments to be quiet. I breathed in and breathed out. I even started painting.
What's he painting?
For once, I found time for me. And guess what? Little by little, the cracks in my shell started to heal. My head no longer felt scrambled. Look at this one. The egg's at the spa. Cucumbers in the eyes. Let's go. So taking a little break made the egg feel better, right? I started to feel like myself again. Here's the egg doing some sort of meditation. I don't know how the egg has those rocks balanced on his head, but that is pretty focused. So I've made a big decision. I'm returning to my old carton and my friends. Besides, I'm kind of lonely out here. This time, I know what I need to do. I'll try not to worry so much. I'll try to be good to my fellow eggs while also being good to myself. So now he's going to go back and you'll see what happens. Here we go. Well, everybody missed me. I missed them too. Oh, hello, Meg. Howdy, Peg. Hey, Greg. Greetings, Clegg. What's up, Shell? Aloha, Shelly. Hey, yo, Sheldon. Hi, Shelby. Good day, Egbert. What's happening, Frank? Howdy do, other Frank. Look, they even made a little welcome home sign for him. Sure, every once in a while, somebody's still a little bit bad. But it's not like before. Here's what I've realized. The other eggs aren't perfect, and I don't have to be either. You know what? I'm okay with that. So he's not being so tough on himself. That's right, as long as he's trying to be good, he doesn't have to be perfect, right? Yep, the old carton is back together. We're a solid dozen again. It's good to be home. If you look at what they're doing here, they're not exactly behaving, some of them. All right, and that wraps it up, boys and girls. That is the end of our book. So I hope you like The Good Egg. Listen, it's super important. Always try your best and try to be kind, but you don't have to be perfect. And I think that's what our egg realized. So there's a little theme of the story. All right, have a great day. Enjoy.